Nothing like the smells of a turkey cooking in the oven. Today I'll show you step by step on how to bake that perfect juicy golden brown turkey. We'll cover how to thaw a turkey, make the injection and basting mixtures, and how to cook the turkey. So come along with me and let's get to cooking. I used a 12-pound turkey thawed. I have cut up in quarters 1 onion peeled, 1 lemon, 1 apple. Cut 2 stalks of celery in large pieces. Cut 2 to 3 whole carrots in large pieces. I have mixed together some herbs, 1½ teaspoons of rosemary, 1½ teaspoons of thyme, and 1½ teaspoons of sage. Injection ingredients are a 1/2 cup of chicken broth, a 1/2 cup of melted butter, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Whisk the injection ingredients together. Basting ingredients. Take 1 cup of melted butter and add the 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1½ teaspoons of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt. Mix together and add 2 pinches of your herb mixture I made earlier. Now we're going to move on to the turkey. I have a frozen turkey that I thawed out in the refrigerator. Guide for the length of time to thaw turkey is 1 day for each 4 to 5 pounds of weight. My turkey is 12 pounds, so I let it thaw for 3 days. Inject the turkey with some of the injection mixture. I'm using the injector that I had left over from one of the store-bought injections kits. Using 2 teaspoons of the mixture per injection, inject both breasts, each thigh on both sides of the turkey, and the other thick parts of the turkey. It's good if you can place the turkey back in the refrigerator for at least 3 to 4 hours, ideally overnight. Remove the turkey back out of the refrigerator. Lower the rack of your oven to accommodate the height of the turkey. Preheat the oven to 325. Remove the neck and the giblets out of the turkey. Both can be used for making gravy or broth later. Pat the turkey dry with a paper towel. Stuff the turkey with the onion, lemon, apple quarters. May be a challenge to make all of this fit. Place the legs back in the hook lock, the piece of plastic that comes with the turkey to keep the legs together. Place the turkey on a rack in the baking pan. Tuck the wings behind the legs so they will not get too brown during baking. Baste the outside of the turkey with the basting mixture that was made earlier. Save the rest of the mixture for your second basting. Add celery, carrots, and some inside of the turkey and the rest under the turkey to season the pan drippings. Cover the turkey loosely like a tent with aluminum foil. Cook a 12-pound turkey for about 2.5 hours at 325. After 2.5 hours of cooking, take the turkey out of the oven and apply the second basting. Turn the oven up to 425. Place the turkey back in the oven without the foil and cook for the remaining 30 minutes. Remove the turkey from the oven for the final time. Oh boy, Look at that turkey. It looks so good and golden brown. Check the turkey's internal temperature with a meat thermometer. The breast measured at 168 degrees. A whole cooked turkey should reach an internal temperature of 165 in the breast and 175 in the thigh. And there you are, delicious, juicy, golden brown turkey. Hey folks, and we're back. Everything's cooked. It smells delicious in here. We've shot that bird up with some juices, baked it, and it looks delicious. Poured a little bit of gravy on top, which we made. Oh, just can't wait to dig into it. So I hope you try this. I don't know if y'all have turkey on Thanksgiving. Some people don't. Some people have ham. Some people have other things. But if you do, I hope you try this recipe because it is good. And as always, God bless. Today I'm making cornbread dressing. So I'm going to start with 3 cups of cornmeal. And I got my stove on 350, and I got my pan, and I sprayed it a little bit with Pam. And usually I make my cornbread in the iron skillet, but since it's going to be for dressing, I didn't want all that crust that you get when you cook it in the skillet, and so that's why I'm using a pan. Plus it's easy cleanup. I got 2 eggs beaten, and I got 2 cups of milk, but we'll pour about 1.5 in there to start with and see. We need the other. Yeah, you got to have cornbread if you're going to have dressing. $350, and we're going to cook it for about 30 minutes. And then we'll finish it up and make dressing out of it. I've already made my cornbread, and here it is. I made that last night because I like to let it sit out and get, you know, kind of dried out. So we're going to take it. We're going to crumble it up. I have made cornbread and froze it. And all you have to do is just take it out the day before until it thaws out. My celery and onion, I took my 1.5 sticks of butter and I microwaved it to make it, well, you can put it in a skillet if you want to and saute it, but to me, it's much faster if you cut your onion up, put the butter in there, and microwave it. And then I let it sit out for about 15 minutes till it cools off. Because I don't want it to, you know, when I put my egg in there, I don't want it to scramble or anything. So right here we got 1.5 of chopped onion. I finely chopped it. I got about 4 stalks of celery, finely chopped. I'm gonna mix that up. We might have, and I got a 13x9 pan sprayed, and my oven's at 350. I got 3 eggs. We're gonna put in about a teaspoon of garlic, teaspoon of pepper, teaspoon of onion salt, 2 tablespoons of sage, this is 1 teaspoon, tablespoon won't fit in there. And put in 2 teaspoons. And poultry seasoning. I think I'll put in 1 teaspoon. And I've got 1.5 cartons of chicken broth stock. You want it moist, but you don't want it, you know, running all over the place. We got my oven on to 350. We got pan. Got the pan sprayed. I'm gonna put some foil over this. Sometimes I have a little bit left. I have to put it in another little, I didn't this time. We're gonna put some foil over this and then we're gonna put it in the oven. Cook it at 350 for about 30 minutes and then take the foil off and then cook it for another 30 minutes. So that should do it. Get the foil. And then it should be lightly browned and not, it's supposed to be kind of dry looking. And so we're going to get it in the oven and we'll be back with you. And we're back, we're through cooking. And look how it turned out. That cornbread dressing. I got some gravy over it. Don't that look wonderful? So I hope you try this recipe. And the gravy recipe, the video will be up in this corner, and I hope you try it. And this is good for any occasion, any holiday, or just if you get in the mood to have it. So I hope you try these recipes, and until then, God bless. I'm just gonna make a little bit of gravy. I've got in a saucepan half a stick of butter, and I'm gonna put probably, I'm gonna whisk that together. Okay, we just want it lightly brown. I'm gonna take the chicken stock, pour it in there, whisk it. See how it's getting thick. See how the gravy's gotten thick. And that's all you have to do. We're making sweet potato souffle. And as you saw in my intro, I took out some sweet potatoes out of the oven. I had to cut them open like this and let them cool because you got to handle them. They're too hot. So I had baked these and I washed them. I put them on a cookie sheet and I baked them at 350 for an hour. And the knife goes right through it. So they're done. So we're gonna start off with, you need 3 cups of sweet potatoes. So then you take them out, you let them cool. And then you just peel this skin off like this. And it usually just comes right off. Or you can wash them and boil them in water, or you can buy you about 3 cans of sweet potatoes and then just warm them up in the microwave a little bit. I have done that. So there's plenty of ways to get to the same ending with these sweet potatoes. But I have found that baking them in the oven is the easiest. You can just put them in there, set the timer, and go do something else. Because on holidays or whenever you're making it, you're going to be plenty busy. So that's why we need to have the easiest way to do it. This is one of my family's favorite dishes. We always have to have this, and I love it too. But it's real easy to make. You just have to prep a little bit. And if you find a little hard spot, just cut around it. I'm going to take my masher and mash it. Can't see up there. I'm going to put my casserole in a 13x9 pan, which I've sprayed with Pam. Let's see. Just want to make sure I got enough. Okay, that's two cups. And then that's about another cup. Make sure I had 3 cups. And we're going to put 2 beaten eggs in it, which I've already broken and beaten them. A half a cup of milk. A half a stick of butter melted. Half a cup of sugar. And we're going to put 1 tablespoon of vanilla. 1 tablespoon. And 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. That's 1 and 2. And I'm going to use my mixer to mix this all together. Now the topping goes on it. When I was mixing it together, I forgot and I put it all together. So the topping is 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of chopped pecans, a 1/2 cup of flour, and 1/3 stick of butter. And you mix it until it's crumbly, and it looks like that. And we're going to take it and sprinkle it all over the top. And this is what it looks like. And just crumble it up on top. And we're going to cook it 350 oven for 35 to 40 minutes. And it should be nice and crispy on top and all melted. And we'll stick this in the oven. And we'll be back directly, show you the end result. Hey folks, we're back. Everything's cooked. Got it plated up, fixing to eat. And look at this sweet potato casserole. It looks delicious. With that crunchy pecan topping, I know y'all gonna love it. Sweet, but not too sweet. So I hope you try it for Thanksgiving or Christmas or any time of the year that you can try it. So as always, God bless. Today we're going to make mac and cheese. I've already boiled my macaroni. I did a 1/2 box. I boiled it to about 7 minutes, drained it. I boiled it till it's al dente because we're going to bake it in the oven a little bit. And so we'll start to make the roux. We're going to take a pot and take some butter and probably about 1/2 stick. Melt it. Make that cheese sauce. And I've taken a 1/2 block of cheese and I've cut it into blocks, little cubes. And I'm going to put that on top of the macaroni. We're going to need about 2 cups of milk and about 2 tablespoons of flour to make our roux. I'm going to stir that around. I'm going to cook it a little bit to get that floury taste out. Okay, then we're going to pour in our 2 cups of milk. We might need a little more. So that'll be 3 cups total. Pour in there. I'm going to bring that up to a boil. I'm going to put 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to bring that to a boil. Mix it with cheese. Fun. That starts to thicken up. We're going to put in our cheese. Grate your own, but I just used the grated cheese. You can use any cheese you want. I have used a variety of cheeses. Today I'm using sharp cheddar. I'm going to put in our cheese. This is 2 cups. Stir that. It'll get thick as it gets hot. Just stir it around as the cheese melts. I got my oven turned to 350. See, it's getting thick. I'm using a 13x9 pan, and I've sprayed it with cooking spray so it won't stick. Okay, see how thick it's gotten? Okay, I'm gonna take it off the eye. I'm gonna pour it all over the surface. I'm gonna mix it real good. Get all that mixed together. Then I'm gonna put more cheese on top. That's about half of about another cup. We're gonna bake it at 350 for about 30 minutes till it's nice and bubbly. And we'll be back. Hey folks, we're back, and I just took that mac and cheese out of the oven, and it looks delish. And look at that creaminess and the cheese on top. And ooh, it's hot. It is so delicious. So I hope you try this and like it as much as we do. And today we're going to have Hashbrown Casserole. And I got this recipe. I love that Hashbrown Casserole at Cracker Barrel. But this is a little different, I guess. You just take a big bag of hash browns. You take 1/4 cup of melted butter. And then we're going to take about 1/2 cup of chopped on onions. And 1 can of cream chicken soup. Get a little one there. And we're going to put a little bit of garlic. I guess about a tablespoon. And some pepper. Comes out a little bit faster. About a teaspoon of pepper. And a little bit of salt, because your cheese goes in it, and it'll be salty. I'm gonna stir that, get that all incorporated. I'm gonna put it in a 13x9 pan, which I've sprayed with that cooking spray, so it won't stick. Get that all greased up. And we're going to put 2 cups of cheddar cheese. That's 1 cup. Woo! 2 cups. We're gonna mix that together. This is so good. And it's so easy, you just stir it in one big bowl and put it in a 13x9 pan, and it don't take more than less than 10 minutes to mix this all up. Okay, I've sprayed my pan, 13x9. And I'm going to put it in my pan. And remember to unthaw your hash browns, because it'll be a lot easier to mix. And just smooth it out. $350 degrees in your oven, and it's going to take about 45 minutes. Yeah, 45 minutes, 350. I'm back with my Hashbrown Casserole, and I've just taken it out of the oven, and it is beautiful, golden brown and cheesy. You can see I kept it in there for about 45 minutes, so it depends on your oven. So I hope you try this. I'm not going to take a bite of it because it is steaming hot. And but I can tell you from experience, it's going to be good. So we're going to start. I'm going to do 6 eggs, and so I got 6 eggs. Now I got it in water, and you got to make room so the eggs will have enough room to not touch. I got a little bit of salt in there and a little bit of vinegar. Cut it on medium high, and we're going to wait until it boils. And then that's when we're going to start timing it. And the eggs have finished boiling. They've boiled for 10 minutes. And so we've turned the heat off, and we're going to put them in the ice bath. I've got the eggs out of the ice bath. They were in there for 10 minutes, and now we're going to peel them. I've peeled my eggs, dried them off. I want to separate the yolks from the shell. They peel real easy. And then you got the yolk. It's perfect. I'm gonna take my fork and smash the yolks. You can put anything in the eggs you want. You can put mayonnaise, I put mayonnaise, a little bit of mustard, salt and pepper, and I sprinkle a little paprika on top of it just to give it some color. And I've got some olives chopped up that I'm gonna put in one batch. This is salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic. And if it's still a little dry, then you can always add a little bit more mayonnaise if you have to. You can put this filling in a pastry bag or a Ziploc bag, or you can do it the old-fashioned way and scoop it out with a spoon. Well, here's the deviled eggs, and I hope you try them. They smell delicious. They're not very hard to make, and as you can see, they didn't break, or they didn't stick. The shell didn't, and they come right off. And so, and if you like olives, these will be wonderful. And if you don't, then you can try these. So, as always, God bless, and I hope you try them. Today we're going to be cooking glazed carrots. It's a side dish. It's only got about 3 ingredients, so it'll be easy to make. I use regular carrots. I peeled mine, sliced them up, washed them, and then I parboiled them. You have to do that for 5 minutes, or you can use baby carrots if you don't want to do all that peeling and cutting it up. Now I'm going to drain them. I've got my carrots here. I've drained them and got all the water off of them. And then I got 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 3 tablespoons of melted butter, and a little bit of salt and pepper. Get your oven to 400, and the cinnamon is optional, and everybody around here likes cinnamon. So we're going to put 1/4 teaspoon. I got my pan, an 8x8. I've sprayed it with cooking spray. It's kind of like candied yams in a way. You know how your mother used to just cut up sweet potatoes, except these are carrots. Got our 400, and we're going to put it in the oven for 10 minutes. took the glazed carrots out of the oven, stirred them, and put it back in there just for a few more minutes. Look at these carrots. It is great. They look so good. They kind of look like sweet potatoes, except they're carrots. So I hope you try this recipe. It's just got a few ingredients and it's real easy. So as always, God bless. It's an easy dish. We got a cauliflower head and we're going to pull it apart like this. It all depends on how many you're serving, how big of a cauliflower you want. Since it's just two of us, I'm just gonna do a small one. You're gonna set your oven to 425. I've got my cauliflower separated. I've got it washed and drained. I've got my cookie sheet. I've got my 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of olive oil melted that we're going to put on here. And I've got my seasonings in the little thing there. And you can make it just as however big you want it. I just put it on bite size. And all this is coated. And we're going to roast it between 15 and 20 minutes until desired tender. And we just brought the cauliflower out of the oven. It was in there for 20 minutes, and doesn't it look great? We're going to get it and put it on this plate. Oh, it smells so good. You're going to have to try this. It's just so easy. I know you'll like it. So many varieties of potato salad. You can put just about anything in it, but the majority of it is eggs, potatoes, mayonnaise, and onion, and some kind of dill. Either relish, dill pickle, sweet pickles, whatever you want to put in there. But today we're starting with about a cup of mayonnaise. I'm going to do the dressing first. I love potato salads. And about a half a cup of onion, chopped up onion, but we might go back and get some more of that. The mustard gives it that yellow color. I'll put about 2 tablespoons of mine. Put a little salt, about a teaspoon, pepper, a couple of shakes. I like to put a little garlic, Now, potato salad, you just peel your potatoes or you leave them with the skin. You cut them into cubes, wash them, then you put them into cold water. Always put them into cold water because you don't want to start with hot water because they'll be done on the outside but not the inside. And so you let them boil, I guess, for about 10 minutes until they're fork tender. That means you stick a fork in it, and if they're just tender, then they're ready. And then you drain them, put some cold water over them, and then you do your eggs. You boil your eggs. I boiled about 5, I think. You let them boil, and when they start to boil, you put the lid on them, and set them aside. Let them sit for about 5 minutes. Pour all the hot water off and shock them with cold water. You might want to put some ice in there. That way it'll peel better. Okay, we got our salt, pepper, onion. I'm gonna put some. I like sweet relish in mine, but I put both of them in there. I have used pickles, where you just chop them up, whatever you got on hand, whatever you like. Some people like to put olives in there. I'm putting a teaspoon, 2. That's sweet. Mix that up. Some people put celery for the crunch. I've saved 1 egg for the top. We're going to make it pretty. We're going to mix that together. We're going to take our potatoes that are drained, peeled, and cooked. See that potato? There's no resistance. That's how you know it's tender. Well, looky here. This potato salad looks great. I sliced an egg on top to make it pretty, but you don't have to. And I sprinkled just a little bit of paprika on top. But some people are allergic to that, so if you got people coming and you're not sure, don't put it on there. And we came across this recipe at Ruby Tuesday on their salad bar, and it was delicious. And so we recreated it. So let's get started. I'm going to start with 1 cup of mayonnaise for the dressing. This is such a refreshing dish for a dinner. And a 1/2 cup of sugar and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, a little bit of salt, a lot of pepper, and it'll look like that when you get it all mixed up. We're going to start with 8 cups of broccoli, and you can see I've washed it, rinsed it, and I've cut it into bite-sized pieces, like that. We got a cup of bacon bits. I just bought this at the store, but if you wanted to, you can cook your own bacon, chop it up, blah, blah, blah. But this is great, fast. 1 cup of walnuts. I'm using walnuts. If you don't like walnuts, you can always use pecans, but I'm using walnuts. 3/4 cup of dried cranberries. I just love these things. They are so good and tasty. And 1 medium red onion, finely diced. And I finely diced it up. And 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. I'm gonna mix that up. It's so colorful. See how pretty it is? You know, lay that out on a platter with some crackers or something. Be so pretty. Now got this I let mine sit in the fridge a couple hours, let it get, you know, good and cold and get all them flavors together. We're kind of late. We haven't made videos in a couple of weeks. My cameraman had both his hands operated on, so he's recovering nicely. You never realize what you do with both your hands until you've had them worked on. You can't use them. Now this is broccoli salad. It looks delicious. It's easy. It didn't take more than less than 10 minutes. And you didn't have to cook nothing. So I hope you try this. And as always, God bless, and maybe take some to a neighbor or something that's in need. But thank you for watching. Hey, it's Aunt Sandy here, and we're making lime congealed salad. And we're going to start off with 8 ounces of cream cheese. Been sitting out where it's softened. And 2 packages of lime jello. Go in it. That's 2 small packages. We're going to cream this together. Cup and a half of very hot water. And I have, I took my crushed pineapple and I drained it, but I saved the juice off of it. Because we're going to put that juice with the cold water. This is the juice in the water. It's 1.5 cups. I'll pour that in there. Mix it. And we're going to add the crushed pineapple. And then I'm adding, not quite, a cup of pecans. Let's put a little bit in there and see how it does. Oops. I'm going to pour it in this 13-9 pan. think I want to add the rest of the okay. And that's it. And we're going to chill it overnight. I usually do it. Use one that has a lid on it. And we're going to chill it overnight. And it's going to be congealed. When you go to serve it, you cut it in squares. Put it on a leaf of lettuce if you want to get fancy. And then we put a dollop of mayonnaise on it and a cherry. So I hope you try this. I know you're going to like it. Thanks and God bless. Today we're going to be making a pasta salad, and it originated from Ruby Tuesdays. It was a restaurant here in our hometown, and unfortunately they went out of business. But before they did, I asked the waitress or the chef for the recipe, because I loved it so much. I would go just to get this pasta salad. It's very easy. You get 1 box, 1 pound of I use tricolor rotini, and but you can get the yellow kind, just the plain kind. But I like the other kind because it's prettier. Now before this, you put your pasta on boil. I put a little oil in mine, and you wait till it boils, and then you put the box of pasta in there. I think I cooked mine for about 8 minutes, and you want it completely cooked because you're not going to cook it anymore. So you do not want it al dente. You want it completely cooked. I got 8 ounces of cubed ham, and you just go to the deli and buy some thick ham, and then just cut it up. So we're going to put 8 ounces of cubed ham in there, and a cup, 8 ounces of frozen peas. Took the peas out and strained them through some warm water because they were kind of stuck together and frozen. And then we got a half of bell pepper chopped up real fine. I don't like big chunks of bell pepper, so. And I got 1 cup of mayonnaise. And 1 cup of ranch dressing. And I'm going to I had some ranch seasoning, and I'm going to put in a tablespoon. I'm going to put a little salt and pepper in there. Just a tad. After you get all this mixed up, you're going to chill it for about 2 hours in the fridge so it can get all, so your pasta is going to be, hot. And after your pasta cooks, you're going to drain it. So be sure to do that before you put it in. Start mixing everything. A little taste here, see? I need to add anything. Maybe a little bit more salt. It'd be a great side dish for any chicken, pork, barbecue, anything you want to eat with it, or just have it as a pasta salad. But I hope you try this pasta salad from Ruby Tuesdays, and I know you're gonna like it. Thanks. So we're going to start. You need 2 9-inch pie shells, frozen, and you're going to, follow the directions on the back. Let them sit for a few minutes, and then you're going to prick the bottom of the pies with a fork just a few times so they won't puff up when you bake them. You're going to bake them, I think it said like 9 minutes, till they lightly brown, until they look like this. Just a little bit brown. And it makes 2 pies, so you're going to need 2 9-inch, and you're going to need a double boiler. And I've made my own. I put some water in here. I got me a thing. And you need to separate 3 eggs. Save the whites. So I've already separated the eggs. I've got my yolks here and my whites in my mixer. And as soon as my water starts to boil, I'll get to it. But you're gonna need 1/4 cup of cold water for this gelatin. And you're going to dissolve it in that 1/4 cup of water, cold water. And you're going to let it sit and let it gel, I guess, whatever this stuff does. It's all mixed together. Like I said, I've got my whites in here, and I'm going to whip them in a few minutes. Put my 3 egg yolks, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of milk, 1 1/4 cup of puree. I'm gonna mix that a little bit before I put it in there. I'm gonna put the puree in there. And then we're going to put the spices in there. Get that mixed together. Okay, we're going to put in a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon of ginger. It just has a fluffy, light flavor. It's so good. And a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And it's cooking. Wait a few minutes, and then we're gonna mix my whites up. This cooking. And you want your whites to be stiff peaks. And then we're going to add the half a cup of sugar to it. Just add it little by little. Just beat them egg whites. They should be whipped by now. A little bit more. Just keep stirring it until it get all mixed together and kind of gets thick. That should do it. You're going to take it off the stove. Yeah, that's the way it is. See how smooth that is right there? It should be like that. Then we're going to take our gelatin. We're going to mix it in the puree. We'll mix it. Cool it down some. Kind of whip it up. And it should, your whips should be like that. Your egg whites. Now when I separated my egg whites, I use this egg separator. You just lay it across your measuring cup or bowl or something, and you just crack the egg in there, and it separates the whites from the yolks. I got it years ago. It's Tupperware. I don't know if they still make them or not, but it's a little handy gadget to have. And so we're going to cool this down a little bit before we put our egg whites in there. Okay. We're going to take our egg whites. They're all fluffy. And we're going to fold them into this mixture. We're going to fold it in. And remember, I put a half a cup of sugar in here. And mixed it. Okay. We're going to fold it in. It's going to be a light color when you're through with it. And then you're going to pour it after you get it all mixed together. See all them little flakes of them spices, and it's going to be lighter because you put them whites in them. You just keep mixing it over very gently. And then you're going to pour this into 2 9-inch pie shells. And you're going to put them in the refrigerator, usually overnight, but at least 4 hours. And when you serve it, I usually put Cool Whip on top of it. Here's my 2 pie shells. And I'm going to pour it in there. Pour it in there. You just flatten it out and put it in the refrigerator, and that's what it looks like, and it'll come solid. And then you just take them out and serve them. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you back next time. A lot of people like pecan pies, and I know my family does. So we're going to try to get this thing cooked. It's storming outside, so wish me luck. The electricity went off yesterday, so I'm a-trying. We're going to start with 9-inch deep, I always use deep dish pie crust. And I've got it on a cookie sheet. And so we're going to start with 3 eggs, slightly beaten. When I make a pecan pie, I usually make 2 because there's 2 pie crust. Hello. And then 1 cup of Karo dark syrup, 1 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of butter, melted, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, we're going to mix it. Mix it with a whisk till it's incorporated and everything's blended. So it looks like that. We'll pour it in our pie. Then we're going to put a cup and a half of pecans. Today I'm using whole pecans. Sometimes I chop them up, sometimes I don't. We're going to just spread them all over there. Make sure they're all got that syrup on them. You could have put them in the bottom, then poured your syrup on top, and they would have floated to the top. Or you could put them in a real pretty design. You know, whatever you want. I've done all of them. All which ways, all which kinds. Okay. We're going to bake this in a 350 oven for 60 minutes. Look at the last 10 minutes of it, and if the crust is getting a little brown, put aluminum foil over it so it won't get real brown. You know, you don't want it burnt. And we'll be back. Folks, welcome back. I've taken these things out of the oven and they've cooled, or I wouldn't be holding it. This smells delicious. It is so easy, and I know you're going to love this recipe because I know my family likes pecan pie. So I hope you try this recipe, and as always, God bless. But we're going to start with 1 cake mix lemon, 1 package of lemon instant pudding, 4 eggs, 1 cup of water, and 1/3 oil. So let's get started. Put your cake mix in there, lemon, and we're going to put our Jello pudding, lemon, instant. Then we're going to put our, start that up a little bit. Four eggs. It's real easy. 1 cup of water. And I have substituted milk for this. And 1/3 cup of oil. You preheat your oven to 350. I took my bundt pan and greased it with shortening and floured it with some flour. And so we're going to mix it all together. Okay, that should be mixed, but we'll a little bit on the bottom. That's why you stir it, just to make sure everything's mixed. And we're going to pour it in here. Let me level it out. I'm going to spread it out. Make sure it's level. And pop it a couple of times on the thing there. $50 minutes, but I start checking it at 45. And I just took the lemon cake out of the oven, and it is still hot. That's what it looks like. And we're gonna make a little topping for it. I'm gonna put probably 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, somewhere like that. Shake up that lemon juice. 2. Let's try 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. And we're going to mix it up. And a bit more. You want it kind of runny, because you're going to pour it on top of the cake. And we're going to pour it all over the cake top. Make sure every little bit is coated. We'll push it so it'll go down that center of the cake. And that's what it looks like that. It's just a glaze you pour over it. And we're going to let that sit there for a little bit, about 20 minutes. Let it settle, and then we'll plate it up. Thank you for watching. Like this video if you've learned something. Subscribe to see more videos. Leave a comment on what you would like to learn.